operation. More than 20 sexual predators have been arrested. They include a former fire captain and even a Sunday school teacher. ABC 10's Roxanne Elias is live in the studio tonight. So, Rox, what's the latest from investigators, Roxanne?
Well, Chris, these people are considered dangerous, and the sheriff's office says most of them have never even had any contact with law enforcement.
This is a 3D operation. These guys are out here 24/7, 365, trying to influence and entice our kids. So that's the big issue.
Sacramento County Sheriff Jim Cooper says there are no days off for child sexual predators. And in an effort to stop them in their tracks, their team, known as Internet Crimes Against Children, took the lead in Operation Spring Cleaning.
The undercover detectives pose as children 13 years old and younger on various social media platforms. Suspects often directed these kids to commit sexual acts and or ask for pornographic material. Some of the suspects would send pornographic material to our undercover officers.
Suspects would then arrange to meet with the intent to have sex. Many can be seen in this video taken by the sheriff's office. The operation resulted in 24 arrests after meeting at a place in town. Several of the suspects were in positions of public trust with access to children.
We arrested a San Jose firefighter who lives here in Sacramento, a Sunday school teacher, a United States Postal Service worker.
Another suspect was arrested in Seattle, and another in Yolo County was killed by his mother before she died by suicide. Nearly 100 officers worked the operation, with 21 affiliate agencies assisting, including Homeland Security and the California Department of Justice.
Some of the charges that were brought on these suspects were contacting a minor with the intent for sex, harmful material sent to a child, arranging to meet with a minor for sex.
Sheriff Cooper says the biggest takeaway from the operation is for parents to know what their kids are doing.
It can happen to you, it can happen anywhere. Be on guard. These predators are out there, and they prey on our kids. We've got to stop it.
Detectives continue to do follow-up in the days after the sting, and numerous search warrants were executed. Sheriff's office also says it's been able to train about 30 other agencies here in Northern California on these chats and how to do this type of work with money from the governor. Chris?
All right.
Hide your kids, hide your wife, and hide your husband because they raping everybody out here.
What up, everyone? Thank you for coming back to my channel. As usual, I do appreciate it. So just starting out, I've never understood what adults see in children. I just don't get that. I don't see why you as an adult would go on the internet looking for sex from children. Now, I know that's a mental sickness, mental illness. So, you know, if you don't suffer from that, you won't be able to understand it. But just to start it out, I don't get that. And to think of, you know, I'm gonna tell you, that's a scary thing, because you just never know who's walking around with that mental sickness, with that mental illness. You never know who's looking at a kid like, you know, I'd do this or that to them, who has those kinds of thoughts. These people here, you hear the reporter, pretty much none of them have had any sort of interaction with law enforcement. A lot of them are not everyday criminals. They don't have that look. You can't stereotype them. The firefighter chief, the youth pastor, a mail carrier, all people that, you know, go through background checks, are good in the community, smile, shake your hand, have a conversation with you, all the while lurking, preying on your kid. That's crazy. That's a scary thing. That's why you really can't trust anyone. You can't trust anyone. I mean, like within your personal space, with your family, with your loved ones. You can, you know, we have trust for certain positions, certain types of employment just because of what they represent and stand for. But this right here goes to show you, even teachers, you're seeing a lot of teachers getting outed, kids coming out saying all types of things happening with teachers, with staff and students. And there's really, I mean, the only way to really protect yourself is to just protect yourself completely and don't trust anyone. Because, I mean, who would have ever thought a youth pastor, someone who's in the presence of kids all the time, and who probably has a good rapport with a lot of the kids. A lot of the kids probably have some good things to say about this individual. Same thing with the firefighter chief. A lot of kids will probably say, yeah, I met him and he was nice and this and that. All the while, he's scouring the internet, lurking for a 13-year-old. People here as young as 10 years old, they're looking for, one person was looking for a 10-year-old. These people in their 50s and 60s, some of them. You just can't tell. One person walking out with a cane, like, what the hell? You going to a hotel room looking for a 13-year-old? Seriously? We just got to be careful. Got to be careful. I don't have kids, but I feel for the kids, especially when you have a lot of people out there like this. So I would love to hear you all's thoughts about this. I'm not going to talk too long about it. Please get in the comments, share your thoughts. What do you think about having to worry about the police chief, the youth pastor, your neighbor, the Uber driver? I mean, everybody. You got to think about everybody. You just never know. And there's no way to stereotype them either. You could be anybody. What do y'all think about that? Get in the comments and let me know. Thank you all for coming back to my channel as usual. I always appreciate it. As always, folks, we got to stay safe. We got to think. Got to keep our families safe out here. Keep our kids safe. And we got to stay free.